everybody. My name is Teri Jones. Welcome to Mixed Media, Explore Mixed Media with Korinne and Lairie. Lairie and Korinne, would you like to say welcome?
Welcome. Good
My
morning.
name is Teri.
Good morning, everyone. I've missed you.
Okay, now I'm hoping that we really are live.
You are. I saw it start.
Okay. I saw it go live and then I had to shut it off at my end, and I'm fairly certain we're still live. Okay. Hi. So today we're going to kind of work on pulling stuff together, which is something we don't talk about enough. So, and I've got, as per usual, I lose things. So I've lost some of my wonderful prints that I've done. But let's just go down and find out what we have to work with today. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So here's my mess. And Lori, you look like you have some stuff out, and let me put my
I,
light on.
I attempted the water thing. That was very messy.
It is very messy. Oh, I like your Semic writing.
Yeah,
That looks really nice.
I did. Instead of doing on the gel plate, I did it directly on some of my pulls. So,
Well, that's good. That's excellent. That's a good idea of how to do it.
and
And
uh,
well, I mean, this is not something that's easy to do. I kind of watch a lot of people that seem to just kind of flow right through it. And one of the things I was telling Korinne last night is when I first took my class in Sumi A painting, for the first 3 hours, we did nothing but practice single brush strokes on newsprint because nobody could get it. It's hard to get the feel of that. So, but it is fun to play with and it's fun to learn. And so, what I was going to do today is talk about different. One of the things I don't think we talk about enough is how the different kind of layering we can do and all of that, and kind of tear whether you like things torn, whether you like things cut evenly, and we're just going to talk about constructing a collage. So, Corinne, it looks like you have a lot of very interesting pieces there that you may be wanting to construct a collage with.
I do, and I also have I have paper, lots of paper. So I had already, before you announced what we were gonna do today, I had already sorted my paper by color.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna have to kind of go through and pull some things out and look at what's opaque and what's transparent and kind of see
Well,
what I put together.
yeah, and that's we're not necessarily having to make a collage today. We're going to talk about what different papers can do too.
Okay.
Because we have like these are these very, very, very pale tissue paper that has just a little bit. This is our second, when we did the marbling, we have a lot of these second flows. So this would be interesting on top of something else to give you a second pattern and to kind of push something back with a pattern. So I kind of sort things in different piles. So this is going to be fairly transparent. So I'll put this in a fairly transparent pile. And then when I go and I look at, so here's some of the asemic writing that I did. And I like the looseness of it. And but this is on an opaque piece of paper. So this could be a really good either center or something that I'm at, so this one I might put in a pile for opaque paper, and I might kind of leave it out thinking that that might be kind of a topic, or this one's on opaque paper. And this was the second pull. I did the asemic writing and then I grabbed a piece and there was some left over and I folded up, and that was a fun little piece. So just kind of go through our papers and say, well, this one is on a a solid piece of paper, and this one would be transparent. So that's kind of a little what I'm looking for. And I want to discuss the difference between tearing and using a ruler and using a cutter and and just tearing, and the fact that when you get how to get ragged edges with tearing. Do you ever use the tearing for ragged edges, Korinne or Lairie?
Yes.
Yes, in fact, in the collage work that I have been doing, I prefer to tear.
Yeah, yeah. And I tear with the tool that Laurie has. I tear by hand and I tear with a ruler sometimes. And but there's different ways, especially there's directional tearing. So I'm just looking at this piece right here. It's just a edge of something that I've already used the other part of. But maybe, and I just love this little edge that happened, but
Listen,
I don't know what happened there. It was the edge of a pole. I don't
yeah,
know.
it looks like waves though to me.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me too. So I may want to just kind of tear this in an interesting way to make it an element. And it kind of looks like waves and it looks like a beach. And it looks like they're falling back. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to do it square? Well, I really like this little element over here too. So I might just, so now I have an element. And this one looks way skyy, and with just one or two little strokes of something, I might put that in, making it look like it's a sky with a mountain, and then just add something else. And then I have this very beachy scene, which I really like, and I may also tear that off and let that become a very beachy. So now I have these little pieces of a puzzle. And that's one of the things that I really love doing. I love going through my pieces and finding little pieces of a puzzle and then putting them together. So I've got some pieces of a puzzle here, and I'm going to just put them aside. And then I really do like just this, but it would have to be a center for a bigger piece than I would be planning today. But this might be one of the focal points of my final piece. And um, even when I tear, I usually use a ruler. Sometimes I will use the cutter if it's a really big sheet, but I tend to use the ruler and to make it a little tiny bit of a raggedy edge, because the raggedy edges, I sometimes will, dip in ink before I put them down or, do some dipping. And so here's another element. So as I kind of play in here, and then I look at this piece and say, is this an element? I don't know. So it goes over into the I don't know pile. And one of the things I see with with the writing, is I think I want, usually I almost square these off, and I haven't this one. But so I'm going to play. So this is something that I do, and I'm sure that you do it too, Korinne and Lairie, when you just starting, and this kind of familiarizes myself with the papers, and I don't get totally overwhelmed because I have some elements, and then I can work with my elements. Because if I just take a whole pile of papers, I did a project the other day, and I put a whole pile of papers out, and then I'm like, oh my God, I get overwhelmed. Whereas if I see the elements in the papers, if I pick out a few focal points, especially in semi-abstract or kind of interpretive stuff, I really find that I want to find my one like you have, Lori, because I think that'll work really well on the edges. Please. And I know it's somewhere, it's somewhere. Well, I can't find it in the moment. I put it someplace safe. Isn't that always the case? Putting stuff someplace safe. So anyway, I'm going to keep on with this piece here. And as an element, it's kind of big, but I might want to tear off a couple of these edges. And then I have more elements. Now I could also take these edges and then tear them by hand, but at this point I'm not ready to do that. I'm just putting my little kind of pieces aside and looking. The other thing that I wanted to mention that you can do is a lot of times I will take these. So here I have cut out little tiny pieces of one of my bigger, one of these that have a very light background. And so they can be used as elements, but they can also, you can also end up going and taking a little Sumier ink, or you can take markers, or you can take any watercolors or anything you want, and you can paint on them and you'll see the background. I don't know if you can see what I did there. I think that's a real cute, a good use of a space. And then that would become an element. Here's another little piece I found that's going to be elements. So just playing and tearing and letting it all kind of become. Sometimes I see the subject in one of the, oh, isn't that beautiful, Laurie? See, I love how you're starting to look at the stuff together.
Yeah, and where they connect and
Yeah,
drive the eye.
yeah, very nice. That one looks really quite fabulous. It's almost done with one
Yeah, I
more
just need to
element.
glue it down to something.
Yeah, really, that is very, very, very nice. I love what you've done there. So we're going to take these pieces and any other pieces we want from our stash, and we're going to take these elements and do like a 9, at least an 8x10 or a 9x12 collage on the live and that's going to be Monday night on the live.
Okay.
Oh,
I think that that's going to be a lot of fun. Those are very pretty too, Korinne.
Thank you.
I love watching you guys just think. So I am kind of working somewhat on the same kind of theme, but mine is a little different. I don't know whether I want I like the wave and I like some of this with it, but I think that's too big. So I'm gonna keep on going with a few different colors. This one really looks like it should go in with the wave.
Lori, that's amazing.
It is amazing. It's
That you just
gorgeous.
kind of saw that and did that.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
thank you. Yeah, it just kind of came to me.
Well, and that's what happens when that's what comes from playing with papers, that it starts feeling right and starts feeling like it's just going to become something, and you don't even know what it's going to become, but
I'm gonna take a picture of it so I know how to assemble it on our line.
assemble it again. Yeah, I love you having that black mat there so you can just kind of pull
Yeah,
it out and pull it together.
cool. I'll put these pieces together so I can assemble it.
Sometimes it's
Dark.
like that piece. So yeah, that's where I'm at too. I'm just trying to look at what would be interesting in where I'm at.
All right.
I had one out here that I had set out that was going to be my topic. And then of course I put everything on top of it. I think this also is another one that I have kind of pulled out that I really love the flow in. I wanted to add some different stuff to it. I think that was play with all of that. So just trying to figure it out.
All right, I like this piece.
How are you finding that paper tearing, the tissue paper tearing on that raggedy edge piece, Korinne?
This is, and I'm tearing, this is a piece of rice paper, sketch pad paper.
Yeah,
Um, um. Tea bag paper, I usually just tear by hand because it is tough.
yeah, that's what I find. I didn't know what kind of paper that was because I know that the tea bag paper I really do have to tear by hand. And the wet strength tissue is very, does not want to participate in
No, I
my,
usually tear that by hand too.
yeah, I got to tear that by hand. Ah,
You know, one of my favorites is the medical exam paper.
I
Yes, me
know.
too. Have to
It is
admit,
really cool.
looks like a, some reason this looks like a dragon to me.
Ah, I feel like I'm falling behind.
No, I kind of took a different direction. You're not falling behind.
Yeah,
I think the other thing I always have to remember is to tear the paper, especially if the paper's white on the back and dark on the front. I have to remember to tear it the right way.
right.
So do I want a white edge or do I want a colored edge?
Yes.
And sometimes I start tearing and I realize I'm doing it the wrong way.
That is something that,
I have to start over.
yeah. And I really want the more raggedy edge, and I'm going to go look again for my my I hate when I put things out for myself and then I put something on top of them.
Medical exam paper.
Well, one of the ways to get the hand-torn look is by, like Korinne says, tearing it by hand. But you do have to make sure that you're doing it the right direction. Because as you can see, I don't want the white edge on this one.
Right.
So I am pulling the piece that you pull towards you is the one that's going to have the paint on it. So I am going to do that here. And I'm pulling that off. And so now I've got that piece of paper. Now, if I want to still end up with that white edge, I've got to continue to pull this toward me. So I kind of change directions on the other side and pull toward me in a different manner. So, and I'm deliberately making this a little ragged because I want it to look ragged. Have you guys ever burned the edges before?
No, but that's interesting.
Yeah, I did that a bit on one of my pieces the other day, and it's really, you have to be really quick about it because it'll really catch on fire. But somebody had this little electric cigarette lighter thing that was just electric. And if I went really quick, it never caught on fire. And I thought, and it made a really interesting, it made a really interesting pattern by doing that, um, burning it. And I even had it where I was burning. I do strongly suggest you burn it outside, not in your, not in your studio. With the piles of papers around because I had a little piece fly up and put a hole in the middle of the piece I was trying to burn. And it looked fabulous, but it was like, oh, if this had just fallen on all of my papers, I'd be in serious trouble.
Yeah.
So now I have more of this happening. And I love this gold in here, but I'm going to save that for another project. So you're just rocking and rolling, Laurie. So you've been stuck without being able to be creative for a while.
Yeah,
You're just gone for it.
you got it.
That's wonderful.
All right, let's see what this looks like.
Very nice. Oh, I like that too.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Very cool. I like the line that runs. You've got that one line running through it nicely.
Yeah,
I like that. It's a little central, but
and I'm thinking about like how can I, this is kind of a lot. Maybe put something else down here.
what if you move it? Can you move it over left and get more? Yeah, more. Let
That
more.
way it's more in the,
Yeah,
yeah, right here is the more the focal point.
right. And then that red really, the red really. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I I like the red too. But I agree. You need some other little tiny thing in there, right in that gray area.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's really kind of very cool. Very, very, very cool. So Monday night, we're going to meet at 7:30, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then we will take all of these little pieces that we are collating, which is basically what we're doing. We're starting to collate all of these pieces, and we will get them into make at least one collage. A lot of times I'll end up like Laurie's doing right now, almost doing a little series of collages. And those are quite lovely. Ooh.
Of course, I've lost the other paper right in front of me somewhere.
You've got what?
I've lost a piece of paper right in front of me somewhere.
That always happens.
Mhm.
It just absolutely always happens to me. And I'm like, ah. What was I trying to do with this? I know. I'm like, why do I have alcohol ink on them? But I was testing my alcohol ink colors on this, and I didn't realize that there was a Sumier print on it. Ah, sometimes they get so too many things happening. Tearing, 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 tearing. I think I want a little more organization. This one. This one's looking a little too organic. I may tear it in places too. I don't like those lines through it.
There.
There we go. Very nice. Yes. Very nice.
Oh, you are just like whipping them out here.
You are. I'm still
I'm
in the
still
thinking.
like playing with the paper and thinking.
You know how it is. Most of the time, you guys are in the groove, and I'm not.
Right. You are
We're in the
definitely
groove too.
grooving
But
today.
you guys, what you're doing is looking fabulous too. As
Yeah.
always.
I think for all of us, it's kind of a little experience here of, just kind of learning our way through all of this.
I have to take a picture so I know how to put it back together.
Uh-huh.
What I'm struggling with is I don't usually pick a piece of paper for a focal point. I usually just start to build a background, and at some point, the theme emerges to me, and then I add my focal point. And I'm trying to start with some of the paper that we created, and I keep changing like what I think my focal point will be because it's just not the way my brain usually works.
Well, and you don't have to only, you don't have to just make a you don't have to start with the focal point. You can work the way your brain works. I'm not trying to get you to
I thought you
to
were trying to get me to learn something new.
well, I am always trying to get you to learn something
I
new,
know,
Corinne.
which I
But
appreciate.
I'm not trying to diss how you create because
Yeah.
I've seen you create wonderful things. And I am, so I'm trying to help all of us kind of find our way through what the magic is in this kind of putting stuff together. Because there is a lot of magic that happens when we have these elements and we're looking at them and we say, wow, well, this could actually go with that. And what if I did this with that? And so, but today I also am at that place where I'm going, what is, I'm not quite grooving the way that Laurie is grooving. I love the way Laurie's grooving though.
I know. I'm admiring that.
I am definitely admiring it. got some of these gorgeous wabi-sabi papers here too that I might.
Yeah, that's what I've had to fall back on.
That's okay. They're just they're gorgeous. And that's not really falling back, Laurie. That's kind of letting it happen.
Yeah.
Um, But I think that I've got some grays in here that might be interesting if I just let it. Again, just thinking, playing, thinking. More will be revealed when we get together Monday. Oh, and that green in there is gorgeous. I love the
That's
little
really
birdie.
pretty.
I love the little, looks like there's you take that purple edge in the tree and yeah, the little birdie that's sitting on the branch coming off of the
I
tree.
see them.
And then there's the other little birdie underneath that looks like a road runner that's kind of getting the hell out of Dodge. I like all of that.
I didn't even see it till you pointed it out.
Yeah, it's really fun. I love it. 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 It's kind of just very, very, very relaxed and very beautiful and, kind of part of the whole idea of this whole process
Yeah.
is finding different places and pieces that can come together and become a, God, I love the smell of these papers too, become a kind of cohesive whole in places.
Mm-hmm.
That, and I like that. And I think I need more something. Really need the little guy that I had put on with more paper showing. And this guy's going to go here. And this guy's going to go here. This guy's kind of coming in here. I don't like that, but I like this. Maybe this guy tears in half. So I'm muttering to myself.
And that's okay.
I know. I'm hoping it's okay because it's what I do. I'm like, you mutter.
This is starting to do something.
It's also interesting. We all have a unique and different sense of balance, I think. And it's also interesting to see what we tend to come up with. Ooh. When we do this, I want something else in there that looks not scripty, but. So how are we doing on time? Oh, we went over, girls. Oh, Laurie, I just love that.
Me
Oh,
too.
wow. Beautiful. Okay.
So I'm excited. I'm very excited about Monday night.
Me too.
And I also want to talk just briefly, if I can find it, about the project that I just put up. For all that we've been doing with quiet colors, then in my project ended up being just pretty crazy. But there's the project that went up. And basically, I was trying to make a really interesting little books with these things, and I had an abject failure. So I decided that what I'll do is take what Lori did for her project one step farther. Because Lori, last month you did, was it you that did the project where you put the print, down and then you painted it?
Yes.
Yes. So this is also on a gel plate, but this is putting a drawing underneath the gel plate and collaging everything down to the gel plate. And then I did 5 layers, and then I pulled the whole thing off of the gel plate.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
How
it's
long did it take to dry?
overnight.
Uh-huh.
And I had put books on it, so it actually was overnight in 20 minutes because I had put a piece of paper, the gelatin paper on top of it so it wouldn't stick.
Mhm.
And then I put weight on top of it. And when I pulled it back up, the gelatin paper was just a little damp. So when I started to try to pull, it was leaving stuff on the plate. So I put a fan on it for 20 minutes and it was done. But it was way fun. And I will say that it's not that easy to get your all of your composition upside down and backwards, which is what you do.
Yeah.
But I put this underneath the gel plate so you could see the basic composition. It was just like putting your puzzle pieces down. And then and so you'll see the process. It's about an hour video, but it was very, very fun. And I always keep on trying to get myself one step further away from almost real, if that makes any sense. I get so anchored in detail that I find that the freedom of just like doing things upside down and backwards is wonderful, which is, you know, the freedom of just putting scraps together is wonderful. And so anyway, that's our project for our patrons this month. And it's very detailed and it really is a lovely project. And I don't think I've seen anybody else collaging on the gel plate. So I started doing it
Yep.
a while ago, but I hadn't done it this distinctly. So anyway, I want to thank you all. Laurie, do you want to do the goodbye?
Sure.
I like how you do it better.
Okay, so we hope that you enjoyed today's session. We do this every Friday at 11 a.m. right here on the Explore Mixed Media channel. So join us here on Fridays. And if you like what you see and you want to do the projects with us every month, if you want to access the whole past year's worth of projects, go to exploremixedmedia.com and become a patron. It's only $7 a month or $70 a year. And it is a huge bargain with a lot of resources and past projects. So we hope you join us. We would love to see you in the group.
Thank you. And Korinne, I love how yours is shaping up too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's getting
Absolutely.
there.
Okay, so
Okay.
see you all on Monday night.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.